Hello YouTube, how you doing? Welcome to Ocho React YouTube channel. And today's video, we're going to be talking about how Young Thug completely destroyed his YSL record label. It's crazy. Like, you could be a label boss, but if you're not running your label right, it's going to go downhill. You got to do everything right, man. You got to like be more on top of things, man. Like, hey, let's get into this video, man. That is my personal thoughts. The reason why I think why his label will go down. Let's get into this video, man.
Young Thug created YSL in 2016, led it to global fame over the next few years, and then completely destroyed everything he achieved in a matter of months. So how did he manage to do this? After he was released from jail, it seemed that everything would go back to normal, but the opposite happened. This is how Young Thug destroyed his own record label, with some other reasons as well.
Let's pause it right there. I'm so disappointed in Young Thug, man. When he got out of jail, he should just stay focused and get straight into music. Instead, he just wanted beef. He just wanted problems, man. That's the reason why his career is about to go downhill. Nobody about to listen to Young Thug no more. Nobody's about to go to his shows. He's about to be assed out. You feel me? Pause, no Diddy. He's about to be assed out. You feel me? Everybody about to stop messing with him. And then you know the reason why? Because he was antagonizing Gunna, and then now it's biting him in the butt. Yeah, it's biting him in the butt. Don't antagonize nobody, bruh. Gunna made a mistake. Okay, he made a mistake. Move on.
First though, it is vital to understand just how huge the YSL music group was. Their influence is evident among artists both big and small. Huge names like Drake, Lil Uzi Vert, Playboi Carti and Lil Baby have all been closely associated with the record label and have collaborated with members of the group on several occasions. They've appeared on the Young Stoner Live projects, been pictured wearing YSL chains and have used the YSL lingo on many occasions, encapsulating just how influential the music group has been. But all good things have to come to an end, and wearing any YSL paraphernalia nowadays would lead to bad consequences for the artist doing so. So then, what actually happened? The beginning of the end for YSL started when the group was indicted through the RICO Act back in 2022. Young Thug, Gunna and 27 others were arrested for the belief that YSL was not simply a record label, but a violent street gang also. I won't detail everything that occurred throughout the several—
It's so crazy how time just run fast, man. Like, all this happened, they got arrested in 2022. We're in 2025. Like, time would just fly by you and then you won't even notice.
years of the trial, just the important things that would eventually cause the demise of the group. At the end of 2022, Gunna was freed through the Alford plea deal, which meant that he could plead guilty whilst also maintaining his innocence. Though, even after he took the deal, it was claimed that he still had a positive relationship with Young Thug, with Gunna continuing to claim YSL and back the label whilst Thug remained locked up, claiming that he had not cooperated or snitched. Then, after years of long-winded trials, Young Thug was finally freed on Halloween in 2024 through a plea deal which included 15 years of probation. It looked like things were finally on the up for YSL, or so it seemed. Part of the plea deal, Young Thug was not meant to have any contact with any YSL members, though the artist requested 2 exceptions to this rule: his biological brother as well as Gunna. Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, argued that the pair—
It's so crazy how he wanted to talk to his brother and Gunna, and then when he gets out of jail, he just start bashing them. Like, that gotta be the most fakest thing ever, bro. Like, that's fake, bro. No cap. That is fake. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
had a very long history, made phenomenal music together and were contractually obliged to continue doing so. The request was approved, and although YSL was a fraction of its previous size, at least fans had the iconic duo to look forward to. Well, that's not quite what happened, as shortly after he was released, Young Thug shed some light on the situation on Twitter, telling Gunna to stop acting like they are friends on the internet and that he doesn't know him. after all the speculation and confusing requests from Thug himself, it was now clear that Gunna and Thug were no longer on good terms. As the two biggest and most loved members of YSL, this basically destroyed any remnants of the label and would actually end up completely splitting the YSL fanbase between the two artists. It is no longer Gunna and Young Thug, but Gunna versus Young Thug, and it looks like it will remain this way for the considerable future. Gunna has since covered up his YSL tattoo, marking the—
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Young Thug would have just focused on just music, none of this would have been coming out, man. Like, his snitching would have been still sealed. It's like, when you do somebody wrong, basically what happens in the dark gonna come in the light, basically. Like, anything you do behind closed door gonna come in the light. Like, you know you snitch and then you wanted to, like, call out other people snitching? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Keep it real.
End of a golden era, leaving collaborations like Surf, Three-Headed Snake, Hot, and many, many more as relics of a memorable past. But the downfall of YSL still goes much deeper, and is even linked to present day events. Though before we go further, make sure to subscribe to the channel as over 90% of you haven't yet. You'd think that when Young Thug got his freedom, he would put his head down, make music, and avoid any controversy. But the truth is far from that. In actual fact, the artist has seen his popularity decrease since his stint in prison for a number of reasons. Firstly, Thug has seemingly shown support for Diddy when the high-profile court case was ongoing. Young Thug tweeted his problematic opinion after Kid Cudi testified against Diddy, stating that the artist broke into his house and blew up his car several years ago. Thug, who has made his stance on snitches well known, tweeted this after Cudi testified. Obviously, Kid Cudi is far from a gangster and should not be held to the same street law that Thug follows. And not to mention that Cudi was testifying against a guy accused of some heinous crimes, so it's no surprise that Young Thug's reputation took a hit after his tweet accused Cudi of being a rat. To make matters worse, Thug has signed a questionable figure in order to try and keep the Young Stoner Life name relevant: Nine Vicious. If you don't know the name, Nine Vicious is an upcoming artist that draws a lot of inspiration from Young Thug. Whilst that all sounds positive, the artist has been accused and seemingly admitted to grooming underage girls. When questioned about the allegations, Nine Vicious responded by saying the music speaks.
Certain allegations and stuff like that, don't believe everything you hear, but if he really did that, that is sick. But not everything you hear on the internet, you're supposed to be believing it. But if he really did that, you're sick in the head, bro. And then Young Thug, why is you signing this person, bro?
For itself, and has since had many, and I mean many, questionable lines in his songs. The fact that Young Thug has continued to co-sign Nine Vicious has once again caused people to question their support for Thug, and pretty much cemented the end of YSL as we know it. Young Stoner Life Records was always a group that shined through the quality of its members. Even beyond Young Thug and Gunna, the label was stacked with talent and potential. So where did all of that go? The downfall of YSL isn't solely due to the legal troubles that the group faced. In fact, Lil Keed, an artist with massive potential, tragically passed away at the young age of 24. Lil Keed was predicted to be the next breakthrough star from YSL.
R.I.P. to Lil Keed, man. If he was still today, he would be one of the biggest person on YSL, man. That's YSL took a hit on that for losing Lil Keed and Gunna.
Whilst clearly influenced by Thug, the artist managed to have his unique intensity and emotion that set him apart from not only Thug, but every upcoming artist in YSL. During his short-lived career, the artist had several hits, most notably Snake and Nameless, which found its way onto the rap and R&B Billboard. Keed also had notable collaborations with big-name artists like Travis Scott and Lil Uzi, and contributed heavily to several Young Stoner Life projects. It's no surprise that fans held Lil Keed in such high regard, and even less of a surprise that his unfortunate passing had a profound effect on the record label. His death occurred just a few days after the RICO charges were indicted on the music group. It was a turbulent period for the record label, and it's no big shock that it has never recovered from this point. Losing Lil Keed, as well as Young Thug and Gunna being in prison, meant that the label had no proper leadership. Other artists with potential, like Young Kyo, had nobody to guide them and have seen a serious drop in listeners since YSL's prime years. Even now that Young Thug is free, he is currently banned from entering his home state of Atlanta, heavily restricting Thug if he wanted to find new talent or manage his current members. The inactivity of Young Stoner Life Records in recent years has led to fans reminiscing on the golden era of the music group. But one question remains: is there a future for the YSL record label? As of right now, there is little hope for YSL. Young Thug is legally restricted for the next 15 years. The fan base is completely divided between Gunna and Thug, and there hasn't been any fresh talent introduced recently, apart from Nine Vicious, who comes with his own problems. That family of artists we knew from 2016 until 2022 is gone forever, and there is...
Thank you so much for being in this video for this long. I thank you. And then the only thing I want you to do, subscribe and give my video a like. And then let's grow as a family. Let's get back into the video.
little chance that the level of music will ever reach the heights it did previously. Whilst you can never rule anything out completely, Young Thug would have to perform a miracle to pull off a comeback.